today. Let's go. I just knew it. That man
God
PC
damn.
cooking its ass off right now. That man technical difficulties.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. I'm pretty sure we're live right now too. So
Let's
cool.
go.
We're
You
good
just
to
hit the
go.
button? Yeah,
I hit the motherfucking button. We live. Yeah, I am hot right now. I am absolutely scorching. I am fucking hot. I'm not happy. I'm so unhappy right now.
That man always making fun of my PC when shit gets a little out, get a little critical. Boy,
man, I don't understand what's going on. Every time I try to turn on the gameplay, it just freezes my fucking camera. I don't know what to do, but I'm probably already in yellow right now.
Yeah. You're not gonna. Yeah, no. When you first said what you said, they already gonna hit you with the yellow check mark. Yeah.
Tragic. So yes, this right here, what K Mega said that's on the screen right now, Ham's PC is cooking right now, is absolutely true. That is absolutely true, and it has been nothing but a pain in my ass this morning.
Shout out to StreamYard and
day.
to Voice Mod. Boy, them things don't like each other. Boy, they got beef. They got street beef.
Man, it ain't happening. But anyways, welcome everybody to the show. It's been a wild way to start, absolutely, but we definitely have a few different things to talk about. K Mega definitely wanted to kick it off today talking about some issues that he's having with his gamepad. So do you want to give the audience a little background on what's kind of going on before we talk about the main topic or that topic?
I will. But first, let me just say this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ham Solo doing, you know what I'm saying, doing his business, doing his work. We've all been there. I can remember when the first time that I tried to implement something when I was using OBS and how GRG was, because at that point I was using a different, Google Chats, Google Hangouts, whatever it was called back then. And that was everything. Like, it was simple plug and play, and then OBS is this incredible thing. And then I come in here, try to do the podcast. Man, I talk about my PC cooking. Ooh, boy, it was a rough show, but we got through it. So don't worry about this, Ham. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm going to make fun of your ass. I'm
scared to share my screen. I'm scared to do anything right now.
Don't do nothing but move your body. Don't you touch a button until this show is over. Because, bro, that PC might blow up on you, and I don't want you. I don't want to see shrapnel all in your afro. Let's not have that. Anyway, but now I do have a problem. I have two problems right now. Actually, three. One, I'm over here watching this Quantum Error gameplay. That is tragic. We'll talk about that later. Another thing too is I was telling Ham last night because I got a free copy of the Metal Gear the Metal Gear collection on PC. I got it for free, and I still don't want it. I deleted it. That's how bad it is. Stay away from it on PC. Get it on console if you're going to get it. Oh my God, what a terrible port. Anyway, and then now this. For me, I get the situation of what's going on with the controller aspects, or trying to make sure that there's no cheaters with Call of Duty and other games like that, and that's something that is definitely needed and wanted. But this is my problem with this, right? Like this report came out last night to where people are having problems of trying to plug in their fight sticks or their converters over to play certain games, and it's not the controllers or the converters is not working. And then they got this notification saying that these starting in November or whatever, that if these third party doesn't comply, then these things are not going to work. I got what is this thing called? It's a Mayflash Universal arcade fight stick. I've been had this for about 3.5 years. My wife got it for me for a Christmas present.
You don't play games though, so it's still like new.
No, I just take care of shit. That's what there's a difference. I take care of my shit. I'm proud of the things that I get. That's the difference. You can look at every controller and everything else that I got. I take care of my shit. But the thing of it is that
you ain't got no kids running around no more neither though.
No.
And that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
My kids learn real quick. Well, quick story. I'm gonna do a quick story. My son, my daughter, she kind of knew. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then that's poof. You know what I'm saying? I'm a lot more lenient with my daughter than I am with my son. I think most fathers are, because girls are tender, sweet, little kind things.
I know, right?
But if you
get on my goddamn nerves,
right? But boys, oh, your ass is mine. But so no, bro. You ain't getting the same treatment. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both if you do too much, then you're both gonna get the same work. But no, the boys, you gonna get this work. So anyway, my daughter told my son one time, like, my son was cooking himself something to eat, which I'm glad about that. My son, like, what, 10, and my daughter at this time is like 5, going on 6. And so he was cooking him a pizza. And, I taught him how to cook a pizza, look, it's all good, right? And so he cooked him a pizza, but the boy so at this time, like, he wanted to use my special controller to play Call of Duty. And so I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, take the controller. But I always made this rule: do not eat and then play with my controllers. Do not do that. Don't grease up my control. Don't mess up my. Anyway, like I said, long story short, man, I come back. My daughter told on him. Poof sit there and told him, Dad, I tried to tell Bubba, but he wouldn't listen. But the controller's got a lot of stuff on it. I said, what are you talking about? So I go in there in this room, and I look, and there's all this cheese and sauce. Shit. Bro, I lose it. Because I tell the rules. Do not be happy for the things that you get. Do not damage anything, because I think we've had this conversation before. Growing up, I didn't have much. And anything that I had to value. So for me to get these things, like, I'm all about, like I said, I try to take care of my shit as much as possible, right? So yeah, he got it. And he learned real quick. And even to this day, he takes care of most of his shit, I guess. He's grown now. He's man now. So, like, but before, when he left my house, when he went to college, he was taking care of his shit. But he learned right then and there. And shout out to my daughter for over here doing the Lord's work by telling her pops what was going on. But anyway, but yeah, I've had this controller for 3.5 years, and I haven't used it a ton, but I planned it on because playing Street Fighter 6, and I had tested with playing a couple of other games, playing King of the Fighters, and so it worked on my Series X. All of a sudden, when I was trying to play Street Fighter, it wouldn't work. So I was like, man, what's going on? So I thought it was more of a problem with not with Microsoft, but with the company itself. So I'm going here, looking through Reddit, going through other little channels, seeing stuff, and I'm seeing people saying that they're having the same problem with the same brand that I have, but nobody really didn't have an answer. So they were saying, like, well, try to do this, try to do that, whatever. So then they said, well, maybe it's a default or a problem with the controller itself, with the fight stick itself. I plug it into everything and everything else, to my PC, to my Nintendo Switch, to my 360, to my PlayStation 4, to all my everything else that I have in here, all this stuff that I have in here, just to test it, and it worked. So now I'm like over here, like, what the hell is going on? So I chalk it to the game. And so then I do this because guys, remember we kind of first started the show and then did this. I told people that I was buying this. And so I got this, right? I don't know if you guys I don't know if you guys remember.
We can see it.
Yeah.
I remember it.
Yeah. But this type of fight stick, right? So I bought this. And so I bought a converter. Well, the converter didn't work. So now they're saying the right converter to use for it to work you go ahead and you can use that converter. Well, that converter don't work no more. And they don't make these controllers anymore. These controllers are, they just don't make them no more. So I'm like, what? So to me, I don't cheat. I've never cheated in my life. So for me, it's like, I get it. Like they're looking for, they're pandering to the Call of Duty because they picked up Call of Duty and the shooter fans and things like that. But for my favorite genre, I am pissed because fight sticks are not cheap. They're not. And I feel like instead of painting a broad brush, how about just go ahead and look at the situation for what it is. So like other people, I get how people are trying to push back and say, well, it is good for gaming. I get all that. Nobody likes cheaters, but this is the reality. This is a fact. Cheaters and criminals will always find a damn way. They will always find a way to get around and cheat. The people who get punished the most are the people who don't cheat. And I feel like that right now. So yeah, I'm a little bit upset about it. I understand the overall keenness of, but now I'm looking at like, now you're starting to make some people, especially in the fighting realm, feel alienated from Xbox. And that's something that I wanted for Xbox to try to do, to not let this happen, because they have been doing a fantastic job of bringing more fighters here. But now, oh shit!
It's giving them hepatitis.
Oh my god!
I'm just looking at shit in Trump's face.
This is not my typical green screen. This is because my green screen for some reason do not work on what Ham is using. So yeah, let me just cut it off, man. I'll cut this thing off. But but yeah, I am looking at it too. It is bad.
Oh my god!
So yeah, but anyway.
Oh, gas.
But yeah, no, I'm tripping though. But now I just want to rant a little bit on that. I'm a little upset about it, but not overly upset. I got workarounds. I can, what I'm saying, my fight stick will work on the PC, work on everything else. If that's what I have to do now, is to use that to just buy more fighting games on PC, that's what I'll do. I'm not going to allow any company to hand tie me to force me to do something else. And I damn sure not going to spend another $150, $250 for a fight stick.
That's a problem.
And when this is already still in mint condition, it works well. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to buy another one of those. So I'll just go ahead and start buying more games on PC.
Every time K Mega try to take that exit,
I do.
They end up telling him to just keep on the PC.
I'm just saying. I'm like, you ain't going. None of you companies is going to corner me. PlayStation, you had to learn. I'm already halfway out on you. Xbox, what I'm saying. I mean, listen, I know I'm just one individual. I'm not, what I'm saying. There's more people that play COD than they play fighters. That's an actual fact. Tekken is going to rake, but Tekken still is not going to touch a candle, light a candle to what Call of Duty is going to do this year. So I get that. But I still feel that, listen, I don't like my money being played with, and I damn sure don't feel like I'm wasting money. And that's how I feel. So I'm a little bit ticked off on that. I wish that they would at least look at the situation for how it is. I know that they are, but it seems like it's a broad brush situation, and I'm not a fan of it. And as much as I've been trying to fight and advocate for Xbox to be looked at as a fighter box, you got the fighter community out here looking at Xbox real suspicious. And when you got like one of the biggest names out there, Maximilian Dude out there calling it out, it's not a good look in my opinion. But again, the fighting community is a small community compared to the shooter community, and that's just an actual fact. But I'll find another avenue if it doesn't work, because I'm not buying a new fight stick. That's impossible.
Yeah, Lady Foxfire right here says, when I heard this news, I thought of you, Kay. So definitely. Definitely something that's pretty whack and stinks, but I'm still cracking up at your back.
I know. Is it because it's doing all this crazy shit, or is it just because I got the picture of Shannon Sharp looking like that? Because there's a reason why I got this picture here. But
I think it's a little bit of both. But John TJ with the $5 super chat saying some crazy ass shit. He says get rid of crossplay with PC, and then people wouldn't have to cheat. This is the part that's wild. He says, "I cheat against PC. Cheat codes and glitches are part of game."
Oh, come on, Draw T. Bruh, I ain't never cheated in my life. I am never going to, and I would never admit it though, but I don't cheat. So I've never have. I want to see what my skill level is like. I don't want to do that. But again, you know, there's people who cheat. There's a lot of PC gamers who cheat, but let's not get this twisted. There's plenty of console gamers who cheat as well. There's devices that you can use. And I know that's one of the reasons why they want to take them away from COD, which is the right thing to do. I just hate that it's a broad brush situation.
Yeah, it's like the little device. It's like this little like rectangle thing.
Yeah.
That you kind of like hook up in between your controller and the device itself, and it's like an aimbot or whatever you program it to do. It cheats the game, but it's pretty insane. I've never used one before. I don't really know how you go about setting that stuff up, because I've heard of people using it in Call of Duty, but then I've heard of it being used in like Halo and then being used on other games that have nothing to do with shooters as well. So
right.
So like NBA 2K, I've heard of it being used for 2K games and stuff like that to get perfect shots every single time.
You know what? I did hear about that. How about this? That picture better, guys? I think that picture is better.
Yeah, that picture's better. It's looking wild. But that picture's better. Yeah. That's a classic you got right there in your background. I'm surprised you're even using that.
What? About, man? I just hate that. I don't like the SteamYard though thing. I want to get back to what I was using for my regular green screen. But yeah, no, that's fine.
That's because you ain't even got a green screen.
I do.
Ghetto green screen.
No. I'm using the ghetto green screen off of SteamYard, but no, I got a green screen that's right here. I just take it out and put it back in my closet.
Oh, okay. I feel you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but it's tragic to hear about the controllers and whatnot. But on the other side, that possibly could be good about that situation that you're talking about, K Mega, is you could see the approved controllers start to get more versatile. So like the approved controllers, like trying to think of one in particular right now. I'm tripping over my thoughts, but I literally have a box of it somewhere. Like Pro A, or not Pro, Power A controllers, or what's one of the really expensive ones? God dang, I can't remember the name of it. But they make it for PlayStation as well.
Yeah, I got this. This is what I got, but this ain't compatible no more. The Magic Pro.
The Magic Pro?
Yeah, I got this. And now there was another one that is like really good, and it's like I think like $50-$60, and I plan on getting it because they said that was compatible with the controller that I just showed.
Scuff. Thank you. Scuff was what I was thinking of. Turtle Beach as well. You talking about the Scuff? But see, now I don't know about Scuff now. Turtle Beach might be okay, but Scuff, that's part of that third party that I think that got taken out because you know what I'm saying, like that part I don't know. Because and see that's what I'm saying. Like we need to see a list of what is used, what can be used and what isn't. And also, if Xbox and Microsoft are going to do that, then they need to start making these controllers and fight sticks to be, in-house, so we don't have to worry about this anymore. Because I'm not going to buy another fight stick, but I will buy something that will be compatible so where I can play whatever on my Xbox, because I got tons of fighters on my Xbox. But that's the problem. It's like, I don't know. So I feel alienated. I mean, I know that this is kind of one of for a lot of people, this might be a me problem, but I play these fighters. I support these fighters, and I want, and you know what I'm saying? And these things worked on the Series X. I don't understand why they, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm just not a fan of it right now. He's very disappointed right now.
I am. Yeah, my feelings are hurt.
And John TJ with the $2 super chat says,
that man here say I'll cheat back.
Tired of PC players in Call of Duty. So I get it. I get it. Yeah. I don't know. Don't they have an option to turn off crossplay?
Yeah. There's options on damn near everything to turn off a crossplay now. So
that's your best bet.
That's your best bet, buddy. And you're still gonna find some cheaters. Trust that.
Facts. Yeah. As soon as they wipe away one way to cheat, what do hackers do? They figure out a new way. That's just how it is. That's how the world turns. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Man, John Wolf, what's cracking? He says, time for the crossover. What up, AM and K Mega? Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to all of you guys. But I see Dark Optimus post something just a little bit ago. I had it on the screen. And I mean, this man, just a few more like initials away from signing that dotted line.
What'd he say? Come on,
read the screen right here. Read it right here. Read it for yourself.
Whoa, man! PlayStation isn't looking good. It isn't looking in a good spot right now, brother. Hold on, let me go ahead and get this Xbox book. This Xbox, you know what I'm saying, book. I'm going to move this tab. Every time Dark gets closer and closer, that's when I know that he's going to sign that Xbox contract. We are getting close, ladies and gentlemen. This man is about to fold. He will still be a PlayStation fan like me, but he will come and see the green light. Let's go. Come welcome yourself, brother. Welcome.
Oh, shit. You see what he said right here?
Let's go. Get my pen ready. We're going to get this man on. We got him signed, man. We solicited enough.
So just in case you guys didn't know, it's kind of a running joke between K Mega and Dark Optimus about signing over to Xbox. It's just jokes and whatnot. We're just gamers at the end of the day. We don't give a fuck. But we like to give him a hard time because every once in a while he gets really, he gets saddled up on that pony real tough. And he be running through the dirt, the mud, the ocean. This man can't be stopped sometimes, but every once in a while he starts to see the news and it don't look so good. So that galloping turns into a slow trot.
Well, he's by now he's probably fell off and got drugged right now. So he's hitting all types of branches, and that mud that he was galloping through, he's running all through it, man. PlayStation. Ooh, wait, we'll talk about it here. But you got any more thoughts about it? Because I mean, this isn't something we should just dwell upon. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's more of a me problem and fighter fans problem, and I hate that for all of us. But yeah, what's your initial thoughts on this overall? Do you feel me on this, or are you kind of understanding the whole premise of why Microsoft is doing this?
In a way, it's kind of a backhand because what we hear from Xbox always yell from the rooftops, from the top of the mountains, all the way down to the low part of the valley or whatever, is that options are best. Options are great. Options. Here's another option. There's another option. So when you cut off a big piece of what people like to go to when they don't find what they like with what's going on first party, hey, I want to go get some third party because you know what? Y'all don't really have what I need first party. And then I go out and spend my money on it that is verified to work with your shit. And now you're going to tell me it ain't working? Imagine all the people that are going to be going to used game stores and whatnot buying shit. And they're going to have to turn right back around. They're going to have to turn right back. Because let me tell you this. The old game stores are the last ones to hear any news about what works and what doesn't work. They're the last ones. They don't hear about it until a customer comes in ready to fight, damn near. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're like, yo, we are not selling this shit no more. We are done. Because I don't want to deal with that anymore. So so I think this is not good. It's not a good look, and just the way that they dropped the news
Yeah.
was probably the worst part.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna do something like this, heads up would be very necessary. Hey,
Right.
past this point, you will no longer be able to use said flight sticks or said whatever, said accessories.
Mm-hmm.
Please check in this database to see if your stuff is compatible, or else you'll want to figure something out by this time period. That would be the cool, very smooth kind of thing to do. But nah, man, they took it away like
Yeah,
you
people
did
just found
something.
out. Yeah, like people, yeah, like we did something, and I don't, yeah, and people who found out, you know, and that at least the media did their job on that and show and talked about it, but it had to be gamers who just had to just all of a sudden just plug in something and then they get a message. If you should have did the same thing like you did about with the 360 store, saying like, hey, in this year, in 2024, 2020, whatever, or let's just say it you know, the first year. Well, no, they're saying it in November because the new COD is coming out, which I get it, but they should have said that right after the ABK deal. Like, I mean, it's what, been half a month or something like that, and the media had to come out with it. Xbox themselves didn't come out with it. I do have a problem with that. Would I still liked it? No, I wouldn't have, but I wish I would have understood what was going on and not have to find out the way that I have. And it's been like this before that, because like I said, I did this. I tried to hook this up to my Series X to play Street Fighter 6 when it first came out, and it don't work. So, you know, damn if you do, damn if you don't, I guess.
AK Mega, I remember I told Dark Artemis to check his email at the end of the show last Friday. Well, check this out. Stanley Francois said, "Let's go. We just need an electronic city."
Let's go.
I'm saying.
Let's go.
Dark Artemis. There it is. But anyways,
come on.
Blind Giant 808 with the $2 super chat coming through saying, "Shout out to the homies and awesome." And awesome the discussion.
Yes,
I think you meant to say and the awesome discussion.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Blind Giant 808, one of the day ones for me on this channel.
Oh man, good deal.
Supporting and whatnot. Shout out to the Hawaiian Bros. Mahalo to you. But anyways, Drawn TJ with another $2 super chat coming in, doing his thing, saying, "Look, I'll play legit, but if you cheat, I cheat back."
Man, that's a savage man, boy. That man is about that life. I ain't even mad at you on it, brother. I'm not mad at you for that. I'm not mad at you for that.
Hey, man, he said do one to others, right?
Yes, that's right. hey, I'm not mad at you on that. I got too much pride. You know, I want to be the cheater. I don't want to be a cheater. But so and I see that Rangy Force said right here. He said, "Will Dark Optimus be sworn in?" Yes, we'll swear him in on GRG Friday, man. It'll be great. Listen to that. Yeah.
Gaming Downside said, "Dark Optimus, welcome home."
Yes, our boy Game Downsides, welcome home, brother. You know what I'm saying? You know you ain't a part of that faction anymore. They don't want you. They don't want you. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? You know we game out here. We game over here.
So Scrub Nurse said Scuff has one partnership with Call of Duty and helps people to get an edge without cheating. So that's interesting. Okay. That's something to think about. And I personally don't think Scuff is going to go anywhere. I don't think like as for Xbox, I don't think Scuff's going anywhere. I don't think Turtle Beach is going anywhere. I don't think Power Ray is going anywhere. If anything, I think these brands will be allowed to do more things, seeing that they have the license. Hey, you have the license, and we're not giving the license out to 8 million. Because see, here's what Xbox is doing, in my opinion. You know what? They got Activision Blizzard, right? They said shirt off. Shirt is. I'm ripping my shirt off right.
Yeah, they flex it
right now.
They flex it. Yeah, they flex
it. You see the 12 pack going down, right? I'm over here looking like a Baki character, bro. Like straight. Like I don't even gotta flex for you to see every muscle in my upper body. I ain't even gotta flex. I'm just moving.
Facts.
And Xbox is out here like, you know what? We're gonna cut off all the bullshit, all the side little things that we was doing just to get by, just to have a name out here. We don't gotta do that anymore. We're gonna just start investing in ourselves and those few people that's been rocking with us, that's been good from the start, not half-assing it, but good. Somebody that we can trust, a company that we can believe will, you know, put behind our brand and actually have like good warranties, good like better service, nothing that we can get yelled about later on in the future. Something nothing silly and stupid, like something that we approve, we're happy with, and you guys are going to be able to take advantage of. So I think it's going to be good in the long run, but the way that they started it was fucked up. Like, you just cut off a ton of people from what they were able to do yesterday. They cannot do today, and that's what I don't like, because like I mean it. I know this is going above and beyond, but imagine, you know, just walking on the street and throwing something into a trash, like throwing an aluminum can into a trash can, and you get arrested.
Yeah.
And you're like, why am I arrested? And they're like, you're not supposed to throw aluminum in the trash can. And you're like, when did this rule come? And you're like, yesterday. Right. And you're like, nobody told me.
Like, I mean, the news, nobody didn't say nothing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I feel why you're angry. John TJ, another $5 with another $5 super chat saying, K Mega, you sound like a preacher. I feel like I'm at church, but for Xbox. Oh Lord.
Let's go. Praise it. Pass the offering. So you just got to offer it right now. See,
here you go.
You got the offering. So yes, you know what I'm saying? Get to pass the plate, ladies and gentlemen. Pass the plate.
Pass the plate.
In the house of Xbox right now, you know what's going on. Team Green. Oh,
this is why everybody thinks my channel's only Xbox.
That's it,
statements man. Like that, and then I got John TJ coming here saying he paying the money, so I can't even be mad at him, right?
Well, at least I'm not saying what Sir said Friday, so that's so we just
moving on.
Moving on. Shout out to Sir X Man.
So the next thing I wanted to talk about is just. I put it in the title, and I named it Opinions for Sony's Next Pivot. I put that in the chat just thinking that we might talk about Sony today. And I didn't have really anything to say about Sony when I typed that in. But Sony's been like weekly in the news about some like if you guys haven't noticed, Sony's been like in the news weekly pretty much since their showcase. Since their showcase floundered, it has been just it reminds me of watching Mufasa climb up the mountain for the last time. And Xbox is sitting there looking, and their words, instead of whatever Scar said to Mufasa, was, I remember what you did to Sega. That's what they said. That's what they said. And the thing is, right? And right now, Sony, I feel like Sony's kind of in a free fall until the wildebeest. But the thing is, Sony, in my opinion, is stronger than Mufasa, right? I feel like they could actually maybe will themselves back to safety. But I want to know, K-Mega, what do you think it would take for something like that? Because, I mean, it's looking bleak right now over there. But after what I've seen with the PS3 generation, we've argued like crazy about the PS3 generation and the Xbox One. What I've at least seen with the PS3 generation is they weren't willing to give up.
Mm-hmm.
So they stuck it out, and sure, a lot of people will say, yeah, well, they lost the games thing, won the console thing. You can't really beat PlayStation the console thing, yada, 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 all this jargon. I'm not going to get too far down the line with all that.
Right.
But what we didn't see in the PlayStation 3 generation, or at least to my knowledge, so I could be wrong. You could hit me over the head with a ton of different facts right now, and I would be like, thank you. But anyways, but what I didn't really recognize back then, keep in mind I wasn't as in tuned in ear to the streets back in the PS3 360 days as I am now, but I don't remember 33 and 30-year veterans of the platform getting excused or told to leave or you're fired or
they got Mufasa.
Yeah, I don't remember that happening, or I at least don't remember hearing about all that stuff happening during the PS3 times. In the PS3 times, it seems like they doubled down and just shut up and got to work. This time, it's like you can hear, I just imagine sitting at a play, and before the play starts, I'm hearing the person that manages the play cuss out one of the actors in the background.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, when does this play go fucking start? This shit is looking real uncomfortable right now.
Mm-hmm.
Crowds looking around, talking to each other like, oh, you hear what's going on back there?
Yep.
This shit is looking out. I might need my motherfucking money back.
Bro.
Talk about it, K-Meg. What you think?
It's it's glaring. And this is and listen, I mean, I wasn't knee deep into it as well, but even with the problems with, and this is what we've had our discussions about the PlayStation 3 era, they did have some serious situations go on, especially with the with people getting their accounts hacked and things like that. But the difference between what happened then and what's going on now, and yes, Jack Tretton left. Now, could he have been forced out? I don't think so. The way Jack Tretton was moving and how he had PlayStation rolling was different. But the difference between the PlayStation 3 and now this era for PlayStation 5, those things weren't all consumed in 1 year. Those things happen throughout the generation. So which, the hacking situation happened 1 year. The games that weren't broke, I mean the games that just didn't like their ports on PlayStation that weren't really well, that wasn't every game that happened. None of that stuff happened continuously in 1 year for Sony. This is all happening in 2023. All this is happening in 2023. This is something that is completely unprecedented. This is something I've never seen. I've never seen Sony shaken like this. I've never seen it. Never. Now, if you want to talk about the music side of it, I don't know. I never kept up with it. The movie side of it, no, that's something that we have to ask Dark Optimus about. I don't know nothing about that. But gaming, I've never seen Sony be shook like this ever. And to the core, they just got Bungie, what was it, last year? Didn't they just pick up Bungie last year? Hell.
Let's see, Bungie in last year. I thought it was it was 2021 going into 2022.
Was it 2021? Okay, so they picked them up within a year and a half or whatever, right? I'm reading this right here from Tom Warren.
Yo. I know exactly where you're going with this because I was going to be reading something from that Jacob Novick sent me just a little bit ago. Go on ahead and read it.
Okay, so I'm going to read this from Tom Warren. Bloomberg is reporting that Bungie is delaying Destiny 2 Final Shape expansion to June 24, and Marathon is being pushed back to 2025 from the layoffs. You know what I'm saying? Bungie has recently delayed its upcoming Destiny 2 expansion, the final shape, until June from February, pushing it out of Sony Group Corp's current fiscal year, said the people, who asked not to be identified because they weren't authorized to speak publicly. Bungie's next game, Marathon, slipped to 2025. And the way that Sony operates, games don't usually come out when they're supposed to. They normally don't, and especially when they have other games that's coming out. So if this game is going to, now this would be a killer year for them, because it's slated that Wolverine is supposed to be coming out in 2025. So if you got that, Marathon, and then whatever else that you're going to come in, that sounds like that's going to be a really good year. But Sony does not always keep. I can't recall any Sony first party game since the last, I would say, 8 years have stayed on that date, unless it's a smaller title. AAA games always get extended. If it's not only for a couple of months, it's always to the next year. And that goes even to their exclusive third-party deals. They always get pushed back. Every last one of them get pushed back. I have not seen that. People in the chat, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I have not seen that. So even Spider-Man got pushed back a few months because it was slated to come out. And I know that it wasn't officially announced, but it was supposed to come out around the same time Starfield was coming. And then it's like, well, no, and then so it was October. Look, man, let's just stop bullshitting here. If this was Xbox, all of us would be saying it's over. This show and pony show is over. Xbox is about to fold. Now, is Sony about to fold? No. I mean, that's Sony itself, but is PlayStation about to fold? No. But Sony is in some trouble. It's like you said, you don't get rid of all these rock stars that has been in gaming for as many years, unless they decide that they want to, right? But these people got forced out. Connie Booth got forced out. Jim Ryan, no, you can tell me about flights and everything else. Bruh, you got forced out. Sean Layton, it comes to now Jaffe's looking like, now everybody owes Jaffe a apology, because like he said, look, they escorted Sean Layton off of the premises. They said, no, get your ass out of here. So he must have acted a fool. Like he must have been on one. And Yoshida got demoted. And you don't even hear from Yoshida that much anymore, which is disgraceful in my opinion. But the man is such a diehard, loyal advocate for PlayStation. He's out. It all started with Amy Hennig. Like nobody didn't really catch it then. I started peeping that. Like you got this fantastic writer who was the writer for Uncharted and for The Last of Us, who's helped build these games, these single player experiences to this length, right? And you cut her and you get rid of her. Now you come in to hear the stuff that's going on right now about and I don't know if this is true or not. Now this is the stuff that get a little iffy, right? Like that. But Jaffe said this. He said this on Iron Lords. He said that Connie was backing the Naughty Dogs, the Insomniacs, the traditional, the people who's made Sony who they are now, right? And Jim Ryan was back in Bungie. How is it that you're going to pick up a company in a year and a half and then have them go ahead and tell? That's like you telling Arcane to go up there and go tell Coalition or 343 how to do some shit right. Bro, that's not how this works. And I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? Listen, again, this was a poor year for PlayStation. Don't get this shit twisted. I don't want to hear no pity pat like look at them sales. The software is down. The software is down. And like I said on the podcast last night, you know what I'm saying? I said, you guys only got 5 days left. Actually, you know what I'm saying? You really only got 4, but I'm gonna still give you a 5th day to sit there and show them numbers of being close to what Starfield did. Spider-Man better be up there. You sit there. This is your biggest IP for the year. And y'all talked about how dog shit that Starfield was. 11 million people. It's over 11 million people. This game is still in the top 20. No, I don't think that only Halo, Gears, and Forza stays in those categories, right? This is a new gigantic IP for Xbox. It's generated more revenue for Xbox. It's a record right now. I think it's like 3.92 billion.
Yeah, there was actually something that Paul Tassi said just a little bit ago. He had a post on Forbes. I'm trying to see where he said it, but but I don't remember what he said word for word, but it was something along the lines of 2 months down the line and Starfield is still doing like remarkably well, or
still cooking,
or something along that line.
Yeah.
I really wish I could find this specific.
I'll look for it. I'll look for it
when he said, but
when I let you speak. I'm sorry. I'm almost done. I know I'm ranting, but I just want to make this point right here. This last point. Spider-Man did fantastic by getting that 2.5. Right. That's great. That's wonderful, and it's warranted. I'm hearing really good things. I can't wait to play it when it drops on PC. But if that game is not at like 6 to 9 million by the end of the month, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? The console is popular, but the games aren't. And that's what everybody keeps telling us about what makes PlayStation great is the games. Obviously, people don't feel that way because when you look at their top 10, it isn't a PlayStation game in the top 10. It's everything else. And now you got to add 2 to 4 games every damn month that's going to be signed up with, that's going to be an Xbox game on PlayStation that they got to pay Xbox 70% of. Are you kidding me? And you're still talking about these Sony sales, brother. It is not a good look for what's going on here. There's too many people getting cut. That's been important, and there's too many things happening right now. It is glaring. Now, I'm still not going to be on King David's side on this one and saying that PlayStation is done and going to be an app next generation. I feel that there still will be one more PlayStation generation, one more.
Yeah, at least.
But that's why I think it's done after that, because they have to sustain. They got to get back. It's just crazy to me. I don't know him. I mean, I think people just need to look at reality and stop thinking about, because listen, Olympus will fall. America will not be the number one country in the world at some point in time. Rome failed. All big boys come down to earth and get humbled. Sony has been in the game and been doing the thing for damn near 30 years. They can't hold that number one spot forever. That's just reality.
Yeah, Jacob Novik says right here on this part of the chat that gas works for Xbox because they actually care to update the game. I think it goes a little bit deeper than that, actually. I just feel like Xbox, what is the one thing that we've been told since the 360 time about Xbox? It's a multiplayer box. Yep. It's a game where you play multiplayer games. It solidified a community that needs to continuously come back to it to keep playing. Something that Sony used to have with games like SOCOM, Killzone, and stuff like that. Resistance, whatever. MAG, okay? So the problem with Sony is that they didn't keep on that push that Xbox decided to keep pushing with. Xbox made sure that they still had a lot of multiplayer stuff to get into. So by the time something like PUBG, Fortnite, Apex hit, people were already playing a ton of Halo, Call of Duty, and other multiplayer Gears, and like just all sorts of different multiplayer games for Xbox. So now we see Xbox is comfortable because they released something like Halo that everybody wants to call dead, right? But clearly isn't, because it's still making them some sort of money. Sure, the numbers may be down at some point, or at least early when it first came out, or a little bit after when it came out. And then here it is surging back up again. There's not one PlayStation title that you could say did that throughout this entire generation so far, or even going into last generation first-party titles.
Right. Yeah.
So with that being said, Xbox is just like, they're already stretched. They already did, their warm-up and everything like that, while Sony's trying to get into the game, no stretching. They just think that, and here's something that Loke likes to say a lot. The person with the will outwill the person with the skill.
Talk about it.
And it's obvious. This is one of those clear moments where you're seeing, they're not Xbox isn't as entrenched or doesn't have as big of a history as in gaming as Sony. Sure, they were probably, or actually Microsoft, they've worked on games for PC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like from way back, what was it, like in the 60s or 70s or something like that?
It's been a minute. Yeah. It's been a while.
They're not new to gaming by any means. But what I'm saying is PlayStation's been there, done that with a lot of things before Xbox even popped onto the scene. Yep. Until Xbox really said, hey, here's online play. Xbox didn't really have their own thing going on until they really got us onto the Ethernet and System Link and stuff like that. And of course, some of the other features that Xbox had. But the bottom line is, you're not just going to be a star player. You're not going to be, Patrick Mahomes, as good as he is, I don't really think he wants to go to the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you are super duper good doesn't mean you can just enter anything and be great. You have to be tested. You have to be battle tested. You have to, figure things out. You got to take a couple L's before you get consistent wins. I feel like Sony, the way they came into the industry, they think that they can just treat every generation like that.
Right.
And here it is on their 5th edition, still trying to just muscle their way through. And only a piece of their pie is cashing in, not the whole dang pie. As we've been saying, you can tell me that you're that you're selling the most console until you're blue to the face, but the fact of the matter is, you ain't even beating Nintendo.
Nope.
You're not even beating Nintendo. And then we're looking over here at the games, and it's just like, Sony, you make really good video games.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm looking at my watch, and it's just like, when am I going to play any of these? I got one whole ass game this year, AAA. And that's supposed to be your guys' bread and butter? It's AAA games now? So it's just like, you're having a problem just with that issue. But here you are trying to force this lineman to be a wideout. You're trying to force these devs that don't want to do gas games to do what happened with Crystal Dynamics, with Square Enix. What are we doing, PlayStation?
Oof.
Bungie came in and said, that's that Square Enix shit. Bungie came in and said, that's that Square Enix shit.
Yep.
Y'all need to cut it out, because you see what happened to the Avengers, right?
Right.
Cold ass single player game.
Yeah, the single player is fantastic. Yeah.
Cold ass single player game.
And the multiplayer is not bad, but it was so broken. And then No, there's a lot of
It was that bad, K Mega.
It
was that bad. And I'm just saying, see, Dark Optimus right here says this: PlayStation gamers mostly buy third-party games, not exclusive, and that is very clear. That's been very clear. But the thing is that's not what we've been hearing.
No. Well, it's something that it wasn't happening last gen, though. They were, and I think that for one thing that you were saying, Post, that I think the one game that we can look back on that came out and didn't do very well and then had a resurgence was The Last of Us Remastered. I think that's the one game that we can look back from PlayStation that got high acclaim, but didn't really sell on the PlayStation 3. But then when they did the remaster, it catapulted. So, and in case in point, now that's why we see so many remasters and now remakes and director's cuts and things like that. I think Sony is trying to still make this, trying to strike while the iron is hot, but PlayStation gamers are already tired of it, I feel.
Oh, I 100% feel like, it's just a kind of a grasping for straws when it comes to wins this year for PlayStation. Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, it's great to see, in my opinion.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna keep it a buck. It is phenomenal to see this year. You know why?
Let's go.
You know why? Because I'm tired of the one band running the show kind of thing that's been pretended that's okay. Like everyone's, we just want Xbox to compete. Well, they are now, and what it looks like is you didn't want that the whole time. Right. You didn't want that. But the last time Xbox pushed Sony to the brink like this, Sony came out looking tough. So and then it happened the other way around too. Sony punched back. Microsoft was looking mighty soft.
Oh yeah.
And then look at Microsoft now. So if this isn't what you want, then maybe you're a fan of the wrong hobby. Because this is how it works. I'm sorry. If you was a Chiefs fan, now you remember them pains of the 90s, the 2000s. Like, yo, that's just how the game works. You're number one for a little bit, or maybe you're 32nd, and then all of a sudden, a few years later of putting some work in, like I said, the person with will outdo the person with skill. And that person with will eventually have the skill. And they will be pushing like a mug. So all of these, bro, Golden State back in the day, bro, shut up.
Oh yeah, no, they were trash. They were trash. They were great players, but they were mud.
And then just to turn it the other way around, we haven't seen nothing from the Bulls since like early D Rose and Jordan.
Nah.
So it's just the way that this stuff works, man. When you give other people opportunities to do things on their own, they're gonna eventually, if they stick with it long enough, they'll eventually find something that will make them popular, make them hit for a good minute. But the whole thing about all of it is maneuvering and staying relevant. Xbox got lazy after the 360. They didn't maneuver as well as they possibly could. They had great innovation ideas, but they didn't follow through with it.
No.
They didn't follow through with it at all.
They didn't take gaming seriously. The people that was in charge, they didn't take gaming seriously.
And then whatchamacallit, PlayStation was like, oh, we ain't doing that again in the PS3. We ain't doing that shit again. PS4, they came out swinging. This is how you share. They came out swinging. Bill
1080p
Spencer
makes
said,
you
all
a
right.
better gamer.
Bill Spencer said,
all
go
that.
get me the Switch. Go get me that motherfucking Switch. We finna go whoop some ass.
Bro, the crosshairs is on Sony. And you're absolutely right. Sony has been flexing for so long because they were the big dog. Yeah, I know. I see what Dark Optimus is saying, right, bro? That's why I'm wearing it for the listen. I've got to.
I got hard, bro. You hurting?
I'm hurting hard because this was a horrible weekend. My Sooners lost to Kansas. My damn my damn Thunder. I was still holding on to hope because Thunder was kicking. Thunder had a great comeback against the Cavs Friday night, but then it's against the world champs against Denver, but they got their ass spanked. And even shout out to Chet. Chet played really well, but even Jokic had to, you know what I'm saying? He said, look, he's really talented, but he needs to get fatter. Because he was bullying. Yeah, Jokic said he's really talented, but he got to get fatter because he was bullying. He was bullying him, and man, and they kept my boy Shea down. Anyway, regardless of that, and then the painful thing of the weekend was my Rams getting cooked. I was just getting ready to get, you know what I'm saying?
Get cooked by him,
man. Oh my God. Like I hate the Niners more than anything in the world, but the second is Cowboys, bro. I can't stand them because they just, and like I told you last night, there was Cowboy fans that I got hit from land, sea, and air, bro. I got hit up on Facebook. I got hit on Instagram. I got calls. I got texts. I got hit up on Twitter X. Man, Cowboy fans came from everywhere. How about them boys? And then I go in, I check the score because I'm getting ready. I'm coming in here watching, you know what I'm saying, get my little food ready just to enjoy it. I'm looking at, man, I wasn't even hungry. I was like, God, what? 28 to what? 28 to what? I got cooked all day and night last night by Dallas fans. We'll take that L. We got our ass beat. That hurt. But anyway, enough about sports. Game. But speaking of getting cooked,
California struggling, man.
Oh my God, bro, I'm hurting, man. But I'm riding for my team. OKC, Thunder. You know what I'm saying? OU Sooners, Rams. Woo, Lord Jesus, Padres. Goddamn it, y'all didn't even make the playoffs. Anyway, I'm so done. Anyway, but like your point where you was talking about Sony flexing, because Sony was the big dog. Sony was the one that came in with the most money and started punking everybody. They even moved Nintendo around, you know what I'm saying, to the point to where even after that little indifference that they had when they were supposed to work together to make a console, Sony had their sights on Nintendo. Sega was just kind of like a you know what I'm saying, an extra piece, because they didn't think Sega was going to be competition until in Japan, because Sega is beloved in Japan. Sega was whooping PlayStation's ass when the PlayStation first came out in Japan. So PlayStation flexed that muscle. Okay, we're going to start doing these marketing deals to where we take games that was on Sega away, and we're going to keep these games. We're going to go ahead and buy Squaresoft and keep all the Final Fantasies away and make these games and have all this. And then Sony just had the perfect recipe. And like you're right, they kept doing this. And it sustained them for all these years, to where the point now that PlayStation is so popular, it's a household name. When people talk about consoles, there's only two consoles that they talk about mostly, and that is PlayStation and Nintendo. Xbox, there's people that talk about Xbox, but people know Xbox. They know more about Master Chief and Halo more than they know about Xbox. That's where Xbox is going to make a difference on that. But this is the difference. It's funny how this is all circling around, because Sony saw the potential of what, after the 360. And so when they flexed back, they were trying to finish Microsoft and damn near got close. But the real thing right now, but the problem is that because we do love the competition, but now Microsoft got that. They got the iron sights. They got infrared. They got everything ready to go. And bro, I don't know if Sony could flex back right now after what Microsoft is doing, because Microsoft is not playing now. The biggest fear for anybody in the gaming space, other than Nintendo, because Nintendo can do whatever they want to. Nintendo was a darling. But the biggest fear for the big two is Microsoft backing Xbox, and that is done. It's I don't know if Sony can punch back. They can punch back, but I don't think that they can. I don't think that they got the win under themselves. It's kind of like you know what I'm saying. Roy Jones now trying to fight some of these young bucks out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Roy Jones.
Yeah, that Roy Jones versus Tyson wasn't pretty,
bro. Like I'm saying, like, you know, that's how I'm looking at PlayStation right now. Like, PlayStation's looking flabby and sick right now. Like, bro, they are not looking like the PlayStation that we have known and been accustomed to. And I just don't know if they can sustain what Microsoft is doing, because the people that are there, and I think now people know Phil Spencer is not timid. He's a dog. So, and Matt Booty is a pit bull dog. And Sarah Bond is a damn lioness. It is the team that they have now are nothing but people who want to win. They're coming for that top spot, brother. They're coming for it. I don't see them failing this time.
Man, I tell you what.
I don't see them failing.
Mr. Joanna Dark says Sony's 20-year dominance did not prepare them for the monkey wrench that Xbox threw at them. Many of the games we love from Sony weren't made by them.
No. Yeah, I always thought that was the ignorance on us. They're like Tekken. I'm like, oh well, you know, I'm always getting a PlayStation because that's Tekken is PlayStation's. And when that dropped, I'm like, wait, what? And then Final Fantasy, the Yakuza series, Persona now. None of this stuff happens overnight, but it's crazy. And let me make a big shout out to Sir X-Man, because I said this last night and I wanted to point this out really quick. Sir X-Man said something on GRG Friday night that was spot on. Where Sony made the
Well, I hope it ain't
no, sucker, no, stop it. No, you so stupid. No, what Sir X-Man said was absolutely right. Instead of Sony slowly trying to get to making their games to where they were, because they did it right with The Last of Us by doing single player and bringing multiplayer and having factions, right? They did it with Killzone. Why not implement those? And they did it. And listen, Sucker Punch did a fantastic job with Ghost of Tsushima's multiplayer. It was dope. It was real dope. Like, if anybody plays Ghost of Tsushima, go play that multiplayer. Download that and play that. It is great. Sony should have done that. And Sir X-Man was 100% right. They should have implemented that first instead of just jumping into the gas games. And now they're stuck. They got to bring out these 10 gas games by 2025. Bruh, I don't even know. And I'll let you finish what you got to say, and I'm going to read what Post Up said, and then, you know, we can move on if you want to. But this is nuts. This is nuts.
That's the thing that so shout out to Jacob Novick, because he sent me what you're about to read from Post Up.
Okay, well, go ahead. You read that there.
I just wanted to give him that. No, you go on ahead and read it. I just wanted to give him that respect.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Post Up said Bungie might be back on their own in the next year or two. I think Purchase was reactive in relation to Jim's live service direction. If Sony is now walking that back a bit and saying let's recess things, then there are some big changes ahead for PlayStation. Factions being shelved despite big investments there, and the financial impact and fallout for fighting to block the ABK deal over that 2-year span. Then again, I could be wrong. Let's discuss. He's right. Like, that's what I was saying last night on the podcast with Webb and them. I was just like, look, you've already put so much money into these investments for these gas games. You have to bring them out. And if you cut them, then what's that going to do for your first party because it costs more money to make first party. Sean Layden made that clear. That's why he was going the direction he was going. But it also, these games take more time. You see what happened with Spider-Man. You see what happened with The Last of Us Remastered. You see what happened with Forspoken Forbidden West. You've seen even this with God of War. These games are. Oh man, did Sir X-Man like that? Oh, stop that! No, he didn't like that. He said, "Don't do Sir X-Man like that." That's funny. But the problem is that you can't. Those games cost too much. I mean, cost a lot, and those games take forever. And like the games I just mentioned, all of those games were buggy, and that's normally not how you see these games come out from PlayStation. They didn't come out like that. They had minor bugs, but nothing to what we've seen here. These PlayStation games here lately has been very buggy, and because they've been rushing them out. And that's not a good look. And so if you're going to try to make these games, have Naughty Dog make Last of Us 3 and Ghost of Tsushima 2 and all this stuff, and then you're trying to rush this out, you're going to have more bugs. And I don't know, man. I don't know. They're in a rock and a hard place, man. I don't know if they're going to go back, then they got to go back and use the third party to sustain themselves until they get the first party working. I don't know, man.
Mr. Joanne Dark's firing on all cylinders right now. Mm-hmm. He just said TSWS Gaming, Sony going to need a mixture of what Capcom did. Remaster older games, smaller budget games, and then sprinkle your massive budget games. Absolutely.
That's just what you got to do. Yeah.
I mean, for the love of God, I think Sony needs to pull it back on two things. I think they need to pull it back on trying to do 10 or 12 live service games. That's stupid. Like when they announced that, I said that was stupid. Yeah. Like I don't understand that. That's just like saying, you know what? That's like if McDonald's sold, they sell you the breakfast burrito, right? And they just say, screw it, we're making burritos now. We're going all in on burritos now. And when we make our, people like our sausage burritos, sure, but now they're gonna love us because all we're doing is burrito. And it's just like, wait a second, I came here for a Big Mac. What the fuck is happening here? I can't get that no more. It's just really weird seeing that. But shout out to Rain G4 with a $5 super chat saying Microsoft has always been preparing for the future. That's a fact. If you look at all of their consoles, you would even argue sometimes it was too futuristic. Futuristic. Like
Xbox One.
The original Xbox, the Ethernet cable. Everybody was like, "Ain't no way that this is going to get away with only having Ethernet instead of the dial-up connection." Right? And then the Xbox 360. It just was a really fair price, so a lot of people just didn't trip out on the new stuff that was added to it. But the Xbox One, it did the exact same thing that the original Xbox did, but even more. In the sense of, I'm not sure if they're ready for all that. But to continue what he was saying, he said, I'm just going to read the whole thing over again. He says, Microsoft has always been preparing for the future. Without Microsoft, where would online on consoles be? Broadband changed the game. Achievements.
Yep.
I 100% feel that because it's just like, dude, so much of what we do today, Xbox was attempting to implement all the way back in 2000.
Well, they did implement it and that's another thing, Ham, that's really crazy is because third place has set the bar for what first place does. Everything that that's the truth. Everything that Microsoft has done, PlayStation has followed, and everybody praised PlayStation for their for all that, but they just copied and pasted what Xbox did. It's going to be different now because Xbox is like, okay, cool, we're still going to keep innovating. PlayStation, now you're going to have to innovate because now we're going to out muscle you. We're going to outspend you. We're going to outflex you. Now you're going to have to push. And putting out PlayStation VR 2 ain't looking it, sir. You better find another way. Because when we keep pushing and when it's all hits and when we get this mobile thing going and then this PC thing is already cooking, man, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not looking good over there. It's not looking good. And somebody said this last night, which I think it was Renchi who said this, and it was made sense. And that's fine. What if it's just okay for PlayStation being number 2 or being number 3?
I personally think that's okay.
I think it's fine.
I think it's okay, but I think it's the,
I mean, look, bro. Hey,
some people don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's and here's a scary thing. And here's what people were here's why people were so scared of the Activision Blizzard thing.
Right.
Is because we've been telling you number one for so long. I mean, PlayStation alone is like Alabama, right?
Right.
It just doesn't hit right when they're losing. And when they're losing, it's just like the whole league is bad for some reason, right? It's like, oh, well, remember how they talk about the SEC?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if Bama ain't good, then the whole SEC is pretty much doomed. Oh, but luckily Georgia took him out of the slump.
Yeah, took him out of the slump. Yep.
Luckily Georgia took him out of the slump, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like these brands are so sought after by people that, like, if Xbox were to take that number 1 spot, the only thing a fanboy can see from PlayStation is a mass exodus.
I mean, wouldn't it be glorious that we could talk about games again?
I mean, I think that'd be great. Go ahead and have that mass exodus, so you can get back to actually talking about video games, and we can see if you actually, because see, in my opinion, I feel like a lot of people are riding off of the clout of how good PlayStation is doing, but they ain't really playing any of their games.
No, they're not.
They ain't really doing. I mean,
they're not. You got a PlayStation fan that just admitted that on the podcast today.
Tragic,
bro. Tragic. And I feel Scrub and I feel Rain. I'm just over here just trying to be polite because my Sooners got beat. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, ain't nobody no fan of Alabama over here. If they you know what I'm saying? What if how Drago said, if he dies, he dies. Alabama, take y'all's asses out of here. You know what I'm saying? You coming to SEC? I'm ready. Yeah, let them fall. Let's worry about Georgia and maybe LSU. Let's go.
He said, I'm an LSU fan. When Bama is down, I feel like McDonald's.
Like McDonald's, I'm loving it. Facts.
Oh,
facts.
Man.
Facts.
Damn.
And then I feel just like that about PlayStation. Listen, they tried to. The reason why I want them to fall down, to get humbled, to have their Olympus falling moment, is because they have been coddled for far too long. The media coddles them. You know what I'm saying? Their fan base is disgusting. They remind me of dirty 49er and Cowboy fans. Yeah, I said y'all go, y'all, I don't like y'all. And so, but no, like, it's like you're living off of the past greatness. And even you're living off the past greatness. Yes, the greatness right now for you is talking about console sales. What's that got to do with the games? Y'all keep talking about these console sales, but you're not talking about the games. You'll show me a clip or two of your biggest titles, but you will not show us a clip of you playing. I never remember the name of that little indie game that got high rates this year. Catulia. It starts with a T or whatever you say it.
Scrub took the words right out of my mouth.
What do you say? What do you say? Oh, Hubris, he says, are we talking about the Cowboys or PlayStation? Both, sucker. Both. Both. They act the same with them dirty Niner fans, too. Anyway, they keep living off of them 90s wins, the Super Bowl. Sucker, my Rams has been in the Super Bowl 4 times, won 2. We just won 2. Yeah, I can live with us getting beat down right now. Y'all still holding on to the dream. Hell, all the players that won a Super Bowl is retired and are announcers somewhere, sucker. Anyway, no, let me stop. But no, I just look at this as I just look at this situation as just it's like they need to be completely humbled, and then maybe we can get back to what content creation is supposed to be, because it's gotten out of hand. You got people just making and saying and just doing whatever, and then it is insulting when people are out here just look at the PlayStation downstairs, look at that, they're just beating them, but you're not buying the games. You can't talk about Final Fantasy 16 and in full confidence when you didn't support it. You can't talk about Forspoken. Well, y'all don't talk about Forspoken, but you don't talk about nothing else unless it's everybody was all coddling and loving the PlayStation VR and saying that the price was right because of the tech and everything, and y'all didn't buy it because y'all know that shit's too expensive. Oh, Lord Jesus, I just don't understand. Like, I get it. When Xbox do something, we just started the podcast with me sitting here talking about something that's not happy about Xbox. But my goodness, everything the PlayStation does is not all rainbows and lollipops. There's a problem going on out there, and you guys aren't supporting their games properly. And it's okay for the console to be popular, but you talk about what matters to them is the first party. And when we really want to talk about first party games, there's nobody who does it better than Nintendo. Case in point, Mario Wonder is now number 1 over Spider-Man that just released. Come on, man. Stop it. Liz, I want them to get humbled. Xbox, and I want Xbox to be the one to do it. I do. I want Xbox to be the one to do it, but I just don't want Xbox gamers and content creators to turn into the PlayStation fans. I do not want that. Just because if they get to the number 1 spot or number 2 and they're over PlayStation, do not turn into them. Do not turn into the Dallas fans.
I love that Faded Blaze talk. You said what I needed to hear right there. He said better example is when the Broncos beat the Chiefs.
Oh,
let's go, man. Man, that made my Sunday seeing that right there. I was so happy. I was so damn happy. I'm a Broncos fan. Love the Broncos. But man, I mean, the way they started this season, I told K Mega this. I was like, man, is it the postseason yet? Because I mean, my team needs to regroup. They need the next draft or something. Because
Russell Wilson ain't the problem this year.
No. Russell is not the problem.
Yeah, Russell's not the problem this year.
The problem, in my opinion, was the line and obviously the defense.
Defense,
obviously not too bad if they starting to turn it around versus the Chiefs, because the Chiefs ain't easy to stop on offense.
No, but
so they must be pulling it together, and the line must be putting some sort of trust. They must have, had to sit a couple of them people on the bench and say, you ain't coming back in this game unless you protecting our quarterback, because he ain't doing nothing wrong. So I mean, so it's good to see. It's really good to see what's that dude's name? Not Sean McVay.
Oh,
Sean Payton. Sean Payton. It's Sean Payton.
Sean McVay, the young GOAT.
Yeah,
let's go.
It's good to see Sean Payton come back and have a turnaround moment. I'm not going to say he turned it around, but he had a turnaround moment yesterday. So I'm definitely happy to see that. But let's go on ahead and hit this last topic so we can get up out of here, because let's
get out of here.
I got a couple of things I need to take care of. I got to go take my daughter to the doctor.
Yeah, and I got to get back on Starfield. I'm back on now.
Man, I think I might have my itch coming back again too, because I turned it on. Remember last night?
Yeah,
I turned it on for a little bit after I was playing Dragon's Dogma, which I'm going to be streaming tonight on Rumble.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming that tonight on Rumble. I'm gonna start from the very beginning, because that beginning part is hot. That beginning part.
Oh yeah, it's real hot. Yeah.
But yeah, Starfield. I turned it on last night after Dragon's Dogma, and I just got to messing around. And I was just like, man.
Yeah, I told you I was about to get off in an hour. I told you I was going to get off in an hour. I didn't get off until damn near 6 o'clock. My wife woke up. She looked at me. I said, baby, you want breakfast? I said, baby, you want some breakfast? And she looked at me, shook her head. She's like, you still up? Baby, I'm sorry. You want some breakfast? I would have got us some breakfast, man. It was like, because I was like, damn. She said, I took your little blanket and everything. I was asleep because it's been cold out here. And so, yeah, so I was like, so I didn't want, and we over being cheap, we didn't want to turn on the heater. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. It was all right because the PC was over here cooking. So it was nice and comfortable. It was comfortable in my room, in my game room. But yeah, so. But yeah,
Gaming Down Sites went on ahead and says because Taylor Swift wasn't there.
Oh my God! Stop this! I know. Stop this about Kelsey. This is bad.
Yeah, it's a sweetheart. Yeah. The sweetheart was
So what's the last one? Because I do have to do a quick something if you ain't going to talk about it. So what's going to be the last topic for today?
Real quick, Jay Rambert says Jim was right about the AVK. But anyways, the last topic was just talking about some of the bangers that we seen just last week from the third party deal. And what you're looking forward to. So we're not going to go through every single game because I did that on bullshitting, and it was long.
No, I'm not going to go through it.
Yeah, we don't. I ain't got time for that. But anyways, but what we do have time for is just to talk about a couple of the things that were some hits last night. So, or not last night, but last week. So, K-Mega, what were a couple games from their team that were pretty hot?
I got to play the finals.
What'd you think?
I like it. I know that and there's people that don't there's some because they don't like the split, like it's teams of three and it's multiple teams. I think it's like 4 teams of 3 or something like that. It's 3 or 4 teams of 3. I love that destruction. You know, Battlefield, you won't notice because that destruction in the finals is what we want. That's what we want. I wish Call of Duty would bring some type of destruction like that. But my God, the destruction is sweet. It's real hot. Gameplay feels real good. I like the whole money thing because you know what I'm saying, it gives a different dynamic of it. But I like it. I thought it was really cool. RoboCop, you know, I don't want to risk it all.
K-Mega, but I want you to talk about your favorite game that was shown there. Or actually, not your favorite game that was shown there, but your favorite game that you just played where they have the new number 3 or what they call Sigma coming out. I want you to talk about not so much what was shown at the showcase, but just your experience with the Metal Gear collection. And I'm running.
Oh my God. Oh man, come on, man. I ain't trying to. Don't buy that dog shit. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I don't talk like that about games. You know I'm not talking. You know about. Don't mess with that. Don't mess with that. Don't mess with that. Get that shit on sale. If you pay for that, if you buy for that collection, you are a fool. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even going front. I'm not even going. You have just made a fool out of yourself for getting that. That port is dog shit. Get the folks, play the old backwards compatibility games, and do not get that on PC. Do not get it on consoles. Because I got it on PC and it was the mistake. Him heard me talking about, and I don't act like that about games because I'm pretty liberal about games like that. Even if there's games I'm like not really into, I'm like, well, there was potential. Trash. trash, dog water, piss water, garbage. I deleted that shit immediately, and I got it for free, bruh. Don't do it. Wait till a sale. Wait for a sale, and I mean a major sale when that shit's like $10, $5. Wait till next. Wait, it won't even be till next year. Wait till about tax time. That shit gonna be cheap. Don't get that. Don't get that.
Okay. Back to RoboCop.
Don't get that trash. Oh my God. Okay. RoboCop. Yeah, I don't want to risk it all. I don't want to risk it all, but it looks so fun. Looks so good. Another game that caught my attention was Ekaro Will Not Die. Ekaro Will Not Die. That looked really cool to me. The Metal Gear, that was shocking to show it because I'm over here looking at the thing over here. And listen,
I love what Faded Blaze said. Read that.
Oh, Konami got me fucked up. You right. You're right. I got it for free and they still got me fucked up. I am like, yo, are you kidding me? Is this what you offering me, Konami? Hell no. Bro, man. I'm trying. No, man. I don't even want to go into it. I don't want to wait for a patch or something on PC. Do not. I seen our boy sit there, Joanna, sit there. Our boy Joanna said he was going to get it on PC. Do not yet. Wait. I hope you didn't already get it. Please wait. Man, it is not, man, I'm looking at it, man. I got a 4080 and that shit was still trash. I said, yo, God damn it. Oh, man. Okay, let me stop, bro. I'm still hot about that. My wife is like, what the hell wrong with you? That shit was bad. I said, no way I'm playing this. Man, okay. Oh, my God. All right. A game that I never played, but it's got my attention because I need to go back and try to play the first game at some point. And that's Spirit of the North 2. I thought that looked really, really good. But yeah, no, I mean, there was other games that caught my attention. I mean, you know, I like these type of shows and stuff, but overall, I thought the show was really, really good. Well paced. I think that they should do that with Game Pass. Like, you know, let the gamers know what's coming out on Game Pass in that same type of format. Yeah, just go all out. I like what Xbox is doing right now with this, and so I think that they should do this more often. But yeah, no, those are the games that caught my attention the most.
Well, Faded Blade needs some more. Blaze needs some more answers from you,
bro.
He said, "Ain't no fucking way."
Ain't no way, bro. I got a 48. That shit was. Man, I'm looking at them dull ass colors. I'm looking for options. The options aren't there. I can't do nothing. I'm like, you can't be serious. Get it on console if you're going to be a fool and get it on console. That's all I'm telling you. I'm telling you or just go through backwards compatibility and just get the old shit and you good, you golden. Do not. Now, when they do the second one, when they do the one game that was on PlayStation 3 as an exclusive.
Oh, Metal Gear 4?
Yeah, Metal Gear 4, because I'm sure that they're going to add that in there. Then, okay, I'm getting that on console. I'll get that because I want to play that again. But no.
Right.
No.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with my games now, okay, because we need to get up out of here. But
I know, bro. I know you got things to do, man. I'm just
But the games I'm gonna go with, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if my fucking shit freezes. Fuck it. I'm gonna share it.
You gonna share it? Oh, you hope we hope your games ain't gonna be good show.
Hey, it looks like it's working. Looks like it's working.
Okay, all right, so let's go.
Maybe I had to let Shotty warm up a little bit.
Yeah, let that PC warm up. Let it cool.
Maybe it was the gameplay that was taxing. I don't know.
Probably. That's probably exactly what it was.
But anyways, so Metal Gear Snake Eater looked really good.
It looked great.
Engine 5.
It looked great.
That game looked hot.
After me looking at it on the collection,
yeah, it looked hot. I mean, in comparison to that ain't even fair. But Alan Wake, K-Mega, didn't you say you played a little bit of that?
I did. That was going to be the last thing that I was going to say was that made me get Alan Wake. And my God, you talk about a beautiful game. And it off the rip, it throws you off. Like, I'm like, what the hell? Who is this? And why am I in the woods butt ass naked? Like, bro, like, and it goes wild. It goes left. And the one thing I will say this, what I loved is that like they there was some black people in the woods, which, you know, we can tend to be out there, but they did what black people would do in the woods. They see some wild shit and they get the hell out of there. I cracked up. I laughed on that. I said, yeah, what the? They grabbed his wife and they dipped. So yeah, now it looks outstanding. I can't wait to go back on it. It's going to be my first scary game in a very long time to go play. I did jump at one or two parts, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be no coward. I'm gonna man up on this game.
Yeah, shout out to it's Alex Faded Blaze says that he did a video on a Metal Gear Solid, and I watched the video, and that's the thing that got me livid is watching his video.
Oh, really? Yeah, bro. So you know I'm not lying.
Well, yeah. He was talking about the PC and stuff like that, but remember, K-Mega, I said I couldn't wait to get into it if they changed the control schemes. So
they didn't.
I was waiting for him to tell me that they changed the control schemes, but in fact, he told me that the one that I have for PS3 is sufficient. And I was just like, oh my God.
Right. Yeah. Backwards compatible is the way to go on Xbox. And I don't know if but look, I don't know if PlayStation has any. They got the HD collection. Get that. Do not mess with this new one. Do not waste your money.
All right. Well, let's be done talking about that now.
Okay.
The next game I was going to bring up was Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth. That game looks interesting as hell, and I mean, I just keep getting further and further and further behind Like a Dragon type games. But this one's supposed to be kind of an open world you kind of want game, and it seems pretty damn interesting. RoboCop looks alright to me. I'm still not sure about it. Looks like something I'd pick up on a deep sale. Icaro only die or will not die.
That one looks
hot. That looks really good. Same with Dungeons of Hinterberg. Dungeons of Hinterberg looked really cool as well. I like that.
It looked cool.
Tornado animation where she was fighting a bunch of different stuff and stuff like that. Still Wakes the Deep. That game looks pretty damn hot. I'm not messing with that. Yeah, but it did look good. Look good for a scary game. Look fun. See, this is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not big into horror games at all. But when they say they're coming to Game Pass and stuff like that, I'll fucking try them because that's a genre that I'm not into. So I'll try it when it's on a server, see if I like it. Let's see. The finals looked real dope, but the last thing I wanted to talk about, because I'm not really into gas games too much, but one game that I'm really big into that I'm still kind of uncertain about is Ark Survival Ascended.
You're uncertain about it? As much time as you already put into it?
I love the game, but it's giving me 2015 feels, and I don't like that. And what I mean by that is I'm dealing with a lot of crashing. There's no offline protection for your animals like there was in the last game, so it seems like we're walking a little bit backwards. Either that or they haven't completely updated the game to have some of the features that it did in the previous games. I'm seeing them put things on Twitter. You can do this now in the game. And I'm like, yo, you could do that in the last one. So it's just like they're like dripping out this stuff, which I get it. I'm in early access. I bought it in early access, and that is exactly the way I'm getting treated. It's very early access treatment, and it's not that exciting. But the thing that has me the most nervous about the whole thing is that they haven't released it on console yet. And the whole thing about Ark Survival Ascended versus Evolved was they're going to be mixing, or one of the big pushes about it is that they're mixing all the servers to the point where Steam is going to be able to play with Xbox and possibly PlayStation and stuff like that. And I wanted to be able to play with my wife as soon as possible. I wanted to be able to holler at her father because her father really likes Ark as well. I wanted to holler back at some of my friends back in my hometown and tell them, yo, it's time to get on Ark. But I can't because the console one hasn't came out yet. So I'm sitting here playing by myself every night. And that game, playing by yourself, is fucking awful. It's still a good time, but it feels like everything falls onto you. So making sure all the dinos eat, making sure you have plenty of stuff to eat for your damn self, making sure that you got things working in the background to continue to level yourself up. It's so hard to do when you have to manage and do everything for yourself. It just is. It's just kind of like it is a little bit of like work in any way. Like, so if you go to your job or whatnot and everybody took the day off, well, now you're like, fuck, I got to run the front desk. I got to run the back end. I got to make sure customers are happy. I have to and it's just, it turns maybe what was your dream job into a nightmare. Right. So that's kind of how I feel about that game right now. I'm just looking forward to being able to play it with more people, getting my tribe big and stuff like that. But as of right now, I don't really look to just hit up random people and ask to join their tribe or have them join my tribe, just because my whole thing with Ark is it's always been about playing with my friends and family, my personal friends and family. So I think the game is still hot and it looks beautiful. The game looks really good compared to what it looked like in the last generation. And it has some really dope features that make the game a lot easier to digest, and some really dope things that help you kind of skip a few steps that you didn't have that you didn't have the option to do before. So I think it's a really good remake. Do I think it was too early to remake Ark and they should have focused on Ark 2 and just did that? Yes, I think they should have did that. But as for what they're trying to do, they're just trying to give this game longevity. In my opinion, I feel like they're trying to give this game longevity in case Ark 2 flops.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of the way.
Or they need more resources to help out for the making of Ark 2.
So yeah, I think it's to keep this game that everybody loved already available, and like I said, Ark 2 from flopping, but also to be able to have worked in Unreal for a hot minute and be able to hurry up and fix stuff on Ark 2 as they become problems, compared to, oh, well, we're completely on Unreal Engine 5 and we don't really know what we're doing, but we're launching it. So I think it's a smart idea, but it just kind of sucks for early access right now, which, like I said, early access is exactly what it's called. Early access.
Well, I ain't gonna give no chance. I ain't gonna jump in no game with you until you put some damn clothes on. You can't be walking around in just your drawers and an axe and have me come in there and help you with anything. You can take that. Man. I ain't doing this. That was out of pocket. I said, what the hell? He just got this big black man running around in his drawers with an axe beating up on a lizard, like slashing his ass. I'm like, what is happening here?
Fucking him up. Fucking that lizard.
Yeah, you hacked him to death, but I'm like, what is the... I got country on. I said, what the tarnation is that boy doing? That my little Louisiana boy right there. Well, that boy can stay in Louisiana. He ain't come. I ain't getting there.
He gonna step in Oklahoma and let you know.
Hell no! I'll shoot his ass. He ain't coming to that big bastard. Hey, I ain't fighting him. I ain't going heads up. I'm too old.
All right, okay, Meg. We need to get up out of here, though. So go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you and whatnot.
Hey, shout out to Quantum Error for now having the lowest ranked game, lower than Redfall. Shout out to y'all. Hey, man, that capping for PlayStation, them SSDs failed you, bro. I just watched that game. I just watched the first 30 minutes of the game. You have to wait about 20 minutes before you actually get to some gameplay, and the gameplay is wow. Anyway, you catch me.
So it ain't like Shenmue. It ain't like Shenmue where you watch the first 20 minutes and then you're like, oh, this is unbelievable.
No, it's the opposite of Shenmue. It is, and it's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't know. But yeah, man, you can catch me on my channel, KMega405, man. Really do appreciate you guys coming through and checking us out. Also on Twitter X at KMega4. I'm also on TikTok at KMega4 there as well, or KMega405, whichever one. And man, I will. The Devin the Gamer will be back again here. Probably not this week, but the next week. And GRG podcast will be coming live Friday night. We'll see if my brother XBot448 will have a show Thursday. But yeah, man, having a good time, man, playing these games, man. I'm trying to get to the end of Starfield, but I keep getting sidetracked.
Don't tell me this shit. Nah,
What happened?
Ain't
what
no
happened?
way. Ain't
what happened?
No way.
Is it working? Is it working fine now for you?
I don't know. We about to find out real quick. I tell you,
this man going.
Come on, man.
That thing, man. Your PC had to get warmed up. That PC was cooking.
No, there it is. I'm froze.
Yeah, you froze. Oh no, man! Look, yeah, this is the end of the show.
Right there.
Yeah, that's it.
But look how beautiful that damn game is. I got there's two babies going right behind its mama right now. Man, that shit looks so nice. That's Unreal Engine 5 for you right there.
It looked like your character got some clothes on, so I mean that's
better. He got a shirt and some pants on. He ain't running around in his drawers.
Is he walking around barefooted though?
Yeah. He got
why you
got them Tyrone feet. He got them Tyrone feet. Right
man, this man. Look at this. Yeah. Now y'all see what you talking about, man. We ain't come from Louisiana. If he's from Louisiana, he ain't coming to Oklahoma for me. He ain't coming.
That shirt dirty as a mug.
You know? That boy out there, that is a true country boy. He's on a pterodactyl.
Goddamn right. But anyways. Let's go ahead and get it back here. It was a good time, you guys. Thanks for showing up. Make sure you guys show up tomorrow for the show with me and the Lowdown. So do the damn thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this whole setup that we got here on StreamYard now. This is how we're going to be doing it from now on. But anyways, it was a great time. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll see y'all later. And remember, check me out on Rumble. I'll be on tonight playing a little bit of Dragon's Dogma. And if I get bored of that, I'll hop on Starfield. But anyways, great seeing y'all. Peace.
Fight Night will be back eventually.
Lies.
It will. About the end of the year. End of the year, or definitely when Tekken comes out. So, I got to get these single player games out of here. Yeah, you stuck, bro. All right.
Peace.
Peace.